joining us here on the show, good friend of the program, who also, I believe, and I think we're about to confirm this fact, a Rich Eisen Show exclusive, he was the one who loaned the $250,000 to Sean Payton to help motivate the team. He's Cameron Jordan. How are you, Cam?
I'm good. I loaned $40 million.
No, that was not you, is what you're saying?
I don't even know the situation that you're talking about. You know, whatever happens in the same building stays in the Saints building. So I plead the fifth on all accounts.
Okay, because we saw a photograph of a bunch of bricks of
alleged
photograph of a bunch of alleged bricks of alleged $1 bills surrounded from what looks like a 2009 Lombardi Trophy. So that did not happen in the Saints locker room, is what you're saying.
You know, I haven't had the pleasure of earning a Lombardi Trophy yet, but I feel that we are on our path to do so. So I couldn't even tell you what it looked like. It's not mine.
Okay, it's not yours. You know what? I respect this, Cameron Jordan. I respect this sort of stuff out of you. I understand that you're focused on the task at hand. What was it like on that sideline, down 14-0 on Sunday?
The best way I could put it, it was lit. I mean, honestly, all our guys were focused on the task at hand. When you talk about the first quarter we had, we knew we were going to, take their best punch and they're going to give their best shot. All they had, that first quarter, just like they did the first time we played. And they did just that. So, honestly, we came together as a group and said, we tightened up and looked at each other in the eye and said, hey, all we need is one turnover. All we need is one big play. And then, of course, Marshawn makes a huge turnover. And, all the energy went back to us. Even though we were down 14, that once that energy turned, it was almost like nothing we could do. We were dialed in.
Now, are you one of those guys that's on the sideline saying that this game is still for yours to be had despite being down 2 scores? Do you find that being your role, Cameron Jordan?
I mean, it's not even anything that needs to be said, but everybody had their piece in it. Everybody was inspired to create one turnover. Everybody was inspired to create one play because we already knew that it's not something that's been new to us. Us to be down, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter or whatever it was in the first half. It doesn't really matter what we are. We know that we have 45 minutes left to play. We've got a half left to play. We had a quarter left to play. And once we got a hold of the lead, we never looked back. So
a lot of folks are ascribing the turnaround and momentum also to the fake punt that worked. Were you aware that was on, that play was on the sideline?
No, I was with everybody else. But, I feel that Sean has been gutsy this whole year. I feel that he's got a confidence in our special teams unit. He's got confidence in our defense just in case it didn't succeed. And, with our special teams unit making the plays that they have this year, you have all the confidence in the world that we're going to do the right thing.
Yeah, I know. And Philly's defense was on the field. So talk about gutsy. It's not as if it was the special teams unit. They were kind of expecting it, ran it anyway. And so you weren't ready to come back on the field. Where were you? Were you watching it? Were you in a huddle? You were in a tablet?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we were still, as a D-line, still on the side, getting ready for the next defensive series. So whenever that may have taken over.
Cameron Jordan here on the Rich Eisen Show. And then when Lattimore picked it off at the end, walk me through the sequence after that, Cameron.
Yeah, Marshawn picks it off. We're in mid-pass rush. I loved the way our D-line pass rushed the entire game. Made Foles uncomfortable in the pocket. He was throwing. He made some errant throws, and we turn around after the ball was released. Marshawn picks it off, go for a seal block on the intended receiver, and that was sort of that. Once you realize we sort of secured the win. I saw that, Alshon was still down on the ground. So I'm like, hey, bro, let me help you up. I was like, yo, never. All right. He never turned around or whatever to receive help. But that being said, I can only imagine what he was feeling. And that after we secure the win, I can become a human again. I can feel compassion. I can feel everything. That I'm like, yo, my man, you good? And honestly, I hope that he's definitely going to, have a better season next year.
Yeah. I mean, that was an unbelievable turn of events. And I got to be honest with you. It did look like the Eagles were going to get that Nick Foles magic again. Was that something throughout the week you were talking about wanting to extinguish, Cam?
For sure. I mean, he has every right to say he has been special in the playoffs. He has every capability shown that he can be special in the playoffs. And that's something that, we have to be aware of. We had to try and contain, especially when you talk about the position he was trying to put his team in. We could have gone into – what was the end score? Could have, got into overtime, could not have. I don't know what the possibility is. We don't have to worry about the what ifs.
Of course, yeah, it was 20-14 at the time, and who knows what would have happened. And I know obviously the times are different, postseason, regular season. I understand the final scores are not even indicative of this was the same two teams just a few weeks apart. I am going to ask you the question, though, preparing for and playing against the Eagles, is it more difficult to face Foles than Wentz?
Nope, not answering that question. I'll possibly answer that next year.
Cameron Jordan went to Cal here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay. Now the Rams are coming into the house. Have you heard, Cameron Jordan, Marcus Peters sending a love message to your coach? Have you heard this?
I've been made aware of it a couple of times last night after the game. I refuse to listen to it. I mean, at the end of the day, banter is one thing, but you understand that Marcus Peters can be a special player. So he's been known to back his talk up. He's been known to be a spark plug, and I'm not going to draw attention away from our focus.
And in terms of that, I mean, does Sean Payton talk to the defenders while they're out on the field? Does he talk to the opponents like that, Cam?
Yeah, I have no idea. Usually when I'm on the sideline, we're focusing for the next defensive series. We do know that, emotions run high everywhere. All coaching staff, all teammates, all players feel the emotions, the highs and lows of games. So I could care less what's happening as long as it doesn't affect our team.
Okay. So now I assume you watched the Saturday night game between the Rams and the Cowboys. Did you catch any of that?
I have not.
You have not?
No.
So you're about to see.
I watched absolutely no football if it didn't pertain to the Eagles. I watched the Chicago Bears game. I watched the last couple of regular season games.
Okay.
And was focused on our task at hand.
All right. So now
will I watch all
yes.
that is the Rams coming up? For sure. Today I will have an endless reel of not only, the last time we played the Rams, but the last couple games that they played.
What is the challenge then? What do you think is your challenge and the defensive line unit that obviously Sheldon Rankins were expecting will not be part of now, Cam?
We still have to focus. I feel that Taylor Stallworth played extremely well last night. David Onyemata played extremely well last night. And it was a huge blow to lose Sheldon Rankins. I mean, that's like, my little brother. So when you talk about what he's meant to me and what he's meant to the line, what he's meant to the defense, that's an impact that you can't get back, but we will have to use that next man up mentality. And I think we are capable of creating pressure with guys like David Onyemata, Tyler Davison, and Taylor Stallworth.
Then if you're aware, again, 273 rushing yards the Rams racked up with C.J. Anderson now looking, unlike what he used to look like physically for the Broncos coming downhill as well. What does that present to you, Cameron?
First of all, go Bears, and second of all,
that's right. There you go.
Problem that we'll have to tend to when the team is powered by two Golden Bears. That's something that you always have to tend to.
Nice.
But no, all seriousness, he clearly had a hell of a showing, and even like what was it, the last two games that he was in?
Yep.
He had a hell of a showing. So it's not like we haven't faced Todd Gurley. It's not like this year we have not faced CJ, but we understand that. It's going to be up to us to make them one-dimensional. I mean, at the end of the day, they've got Goff, they've got Brandon Cooks, their wide receiver core is big nice, so we have to try and do what we can to make them a one-dimensional team.
What would it mean to you, last one for you, Cameron Jordan, to win the next two games and win it all? I mean, seriously, in your quiet moments, do you think about just playing it all out in your head here?
Not yet. I don't allow myself to think big picture right now. We've still got the game ahead of us, and you can't put the cart before the horse.
How loud do you think it's going to be Sunday at home?
Man, it was bananas this last Sunday. Dome field advantage is a real thing for us. The crowd is rocking. Our team is stopping, and you can't really put a plug on us. Honestly, I love when we're firing off at all cylinders, and it's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, it is. It is one of the loudest joints. I mean, both championship games are in some of the loudest joints, indoors and outdoors, in the history of the NFL. Cameron Jordan, appreciate the call after the day after the big win. Let's chat again soon.
No doubt. Hopefully after the SB win.
You got it. See, now you are talking about it.
Hey, I said hopefully.
Well, no, hey, you came on before the Super Bowl last year in Minnesota, where your dad played for many, 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 many years. Maybe you can come on after this time. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully.
Okay, Cam. You take care of yourself, all right?
No doubt. God bless.
Okay, that's Cameron Jordan, Saints defensive lineman, here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.